Sorry, fan. I was going to turn it around so I can show it to you better. But look, that's what I get. Okay? That's my rent money that I get on a monthly basis, and that's how much I get throughout the whole year to pay my rent. Okay? That's what you're going to get too. So fans, don't you worry. I'm telling you to trust me on this because it's all true. And you're going to be fine. All right? If you have any questions, that's what the staff are there for. I can only show you as much as I can. I can't really I'm just showing you what I know about the program and what living, what living on your own is like. It's you know, it's just like it's just like dorming in your college. It's just a little in a different way. Um but somewhere along the line, you're all going to have to start facing your fears like I did, and you're going to have to, you know, where are you going to go? You're going to live in a group home? Why would you want to do that? Why would anybody want to live in a group home? I feel like that group homes, in my opinion, are like living in a psych center or a jail, or you don't get to like cook your own dinner, or there's a lot you don't get to do the way everybody else gets to do, and if I were there, I wouldn't like it. Um, you don't want to live in a group home, trust me. You want to live on your own. You know. So, fans, I just wanted to show you that. I just wanted to show you what ISS provides you, and just to let you know, if anything in your budget runs out, that's okay because it's going to reboot by the end of the year, or probably by the end of whatever month you started doing this. I started this in January 1st, I think. I started this in January, I think. Yeah, I started this in January. So mine reboots around January of when I started. So I've been doing this a decade, so I can tell you all of what I'm telling you. And if you have any questions, I can give you the phone number. I can give you the phone number to the to OPWDD if you have any questions. That's who you call. Call OPWDD if you have any questions about getting into the program and you know putting your autistic sons and daughters on the list for on the list to get on the list for rent. You know what I'm saying? Rent money and all that good stuff, and money for budgets on what you get reimbursed. All right. Ask questions, and if there happens to be a long waiting list, don't give up. Don't give up hope on it. Don't give up whatsoever. Please stay on the list. Okay? Because I'm telling you, ISS is the best program to get into if you're going to do this. I'm telling you. Don't get into anything else. Everything else sucks. Get into ISS. ISS rules. And the staff can come when... Let me tell you another thing about the staff. The staff can come when you want them to. You set their hours up, and they'll come at those hours. You can even change their hours if you'd like, if you ever feel the need to, if there's an excuse. Okay? If, let's say, you have another staff worker. This is another thing I want to talk to you about also. If two staff, more than one support staff, make sure the staff, first of all, are not going over hours, number one. Number two, make sure that the staff are not working the same hours as one another. In other words, you don't want staff, you don't want a support staff coming over at the same time the other one does. That's number one. Number two, and even if one takes off, or you tell them, okay, hey, take the day off. Let me get. Don't tell that support staff to come on that day. And they're gonna know. They're gonna tell you this too. They're gonna know this too because they're told the same thing by ISS, because they work for ISS pretty much. They don't want. They don't want you. They don't want staff working the same hours as each other. You have to set up specific hours for that staff worker, specific hours for that staff worker. Even if they work the day of the other one, even if one works with you the day of the other one, the day of when the other one leaves, the other one can take after that support staff working later hours than the other one, but they can't work the same hours. You know what I'm saying? In other words, they can't, they can't work. If, let's say, you have a support staff coming to see you, like at 3 o'clock, your other support staff can't see you at that same time. Just because, and even just because the other one, canceled or whatever, you can't do that, because then that's considered that you're stepping on their toes and all that good stuff. The staff are going to question that. You have to set specific hours for this one, and another specific hours for that one. They have to work separate hours, unless you're living together. Unless you and your roommate or your wife or your, unless you and your spouse or you and your roommate or something are living together, then it's okay. Staff can put in to work with more than one person, but usually they're not supposed to put in to work with more than one person. In other words, because normally they're only responsible for one person, unless you live with your soulmate, or if you live with your roommate, then it's okay. They can put in for two people if they want to. That's up to how they feel. But anyway, so fans, please subscribe at the bottom. Feel free to donate to my PayPal. Again, any questions, leave a comment, and I'll leave a comment question, and I'll try to walk you through it as best as I can. If you have any questions about getting into the program, please call OPWDD. Look up the company I just told you. The phone number will come right up. It's also known as the front door. If you want, maybe you might want to get social services involved too. Look them up. Call the number. It's got to be, they always provide a number, so it's there. And call ISS too. The phone number's right there. All right? So fans, thank you for watching my channel. Subscribe.